And here we are. Welcome back to New Realities. I'm Alan Steinfeld. This is part of an ongoing series that I'm doing with Esoteric New York. We're having some problems on the Comcast broadcast, but we've been going live every week. And as always, I'm joined by Henrietta Weeks and my new partner, Roderick Martin, and a really special guest from Australia, Mario Marsters. Mario, I didn't really meet, but he had an incredible, Mario, you have an incredible story on Facebook. I hope you share that here with us. But Henrietta and I are part of, Henrietta's in the book called Making Contact that I wrote, I compiled with lots of different authors. And Henrietta, why don't you tell your story? And you want to read a little bit, and then I'll have everyone else to jump in. I just wanted to say about Roderick Martin, every Tuesdays and Thursdays, Clubhouse called Extraterrestrial Evidence. Join us at 8:30 Central. Okay, thank you all for joining. Henrietta, why don't you just talk about your introduction to the UFO field, how you discovered, and you want to read your experience or just talk about it if you want?
Well, no, I thought I would read a little excerpt from it.
Okay, great.
But I just wanted to make a little, well, not a plug for the book, but because, you know, I knew that obviously I was writing my piece for Alan's book, and I've read it, and it really is absolutely fantastic because it's just such a broad scope, and it has this wonderful sort of narrative progression through the researchers, the investigators, the experiences, the psychiatrist, John Mack. Anyway, it just has this wonderful flow, and the introduction and epilogue by Alan. So it's a riveting read, really.
Well, let me just pull it up on Amazon. This is I'm not doing the show just to plug the book. I'm doing it because I think the book
I
is.
really think that it's a wonderful. It's like a treasure because there's so much in there from all different angles.
Right. And this is, let me see if I can find it on my screen here. I was just going to show you. But before you read something, just tell us how maybe through meeting me, you got interested in the whole UFO thing, right?
Yeah, well, you know what, Alan, the bit that I'm going to read, which isn't too long, actually talks about how I came to meet you and what happened very rapidly.
Oh, okay, great. This is the book on Amazon. This at Henrietta and Linda Moulton Howe. Lots of really well-known. John Mack is in there, even though he's no longer with us. Whitley Strieber, who's probably one of the most well-known abductees. Darryl Anka, who has 30 years contact with an extraterrestrial. He's part of this. And who else?
The Hertax.
And the Hertax, right. So Henrietta, why don't you do the introduction to your awakening, and then we'll hear from Mario, and Roderick can jump in if we have any comments.
Sure.
Okay,
so I'm
great.
I'm just going to read from my essay, which starts with a recurring dream that I had in childhood that I had never made any sense to me until I really sort of got thrown in at the deep end of the whole phenomenon. And so I'll just dive into part of my essay, which then goes on to meeting with Alan and how I came to be what I consider an initiate, really. So here we go. I'm just going to dive in.
And I just also want to say, you have a great reading voice. I love listening to that. So it's English, you know. So yes.
I hope so. It's part of my profession.
Okay, great. All right, go ahead.
Okay. So this is sort of halfway through the essay. Back to abductions, relationships, our physical cellular matter and electricity. A recurring childhood dream that I had goes thus. I wake up in my top bunk bed in England. Everything is in place and normal. I want to switch the bedside light on so that I can read my favorite book, but it won't turn on. This becomes the signal in each dream that I am not awake, but somewhere else. I always rush to my parents' room. Their bed is empty and neatly made, as if they've never slept in it. A sense of no one in the house. I run into other rooms, empty, footsteps outside, bear down, gaining momentum and sound towards the house. The front door opens, they come inside. Doors bang as they go from room to room, searching for me. Terrified, I hide in cupboards, then make a dash to my room. I'm chilly, only dressed in a thin cotton nightdress. Goosebumps. Someone enters. Their presence or their energy field overwhelms me. They kneel down and see me hiding under the bed, my face to the wall. Their breath on my skin. They move closer to me and lay a finger at the base of my neck and run it slowly, steadily down my spine